Hello, folks. This is Federico at Moral Force for Good. Although I work in sales in Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. area, my hobby for the past decade has been to study and figure out the best way to help Democrats, progressives, greater good advocates take communication up to the next level. And that's why I created a nonprofit called Moral Force for Good. Before the 2016 elections, linguist and cognitive scientist George Lakoff wrote that conservatives continue to control political language by controlling partly moral framing, moral branding. In essence, a morally bankrupt GOP kept a firm grip on America's high moral ground. I don't know about you, but the people covering up for the most inept, corrupt, and treasonous president in U.S. history have absolutely no moral authority to tell the rest of us what is right, what's wrong, what's moral, and what is not. So that's partly why I created Moral Force for Good. Okay? On the other hand, Democrats, progressives, greater good advocates, they live and breathe democratic moral clarity. It's in everything they do these days. You see it in the House of Representatives, now controlled by Democrats, okay, in the way they seek for the truth, for transparency, to strengthen democracy. So that's why I decided to create Moral Force for Good, to let people know what Democrats, what progressives, greater good advocates stand for, because most people just don't know. So the goal of Moral Force for Good is to talk to anyone who will listen, any progressives, Democrats, greater good advocates, okay, in Virginia, in Maryland, in Washington, D.C., okay, and why it's so important for us to communicate better, to better connect with voters, okay? To adopt things like moral framing, moral branding, preemption, repetition. In essence, to adopt a science-based approach to communication.